Hello everybody, welcome to OriginalContentHD and welcome to another Kotodaman video. Today we're talking about the 7.5 anniversary celebration, which has a 5,000 gem bingo. So, of course, we're going to do that. And very fortunate for you guys, very fortunate for me as well, this is very straightforward. This is a very straightforward bingo. At least from my perspective to record and make the video for. There might be a couple of the stages you might have a little bit of trouble with because they're quite stacked with gimmicks, but I don't think anything is so hard that it can't be done. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So first things first, mission 1 is not actually stage 1 of this area that we went on, because stage 1 is like a storybook stage. You just skip through that. It's technically stage 2 of this area. But it's very straightforward. They've also got this new, like, I don't know if this is a permanent feature or it's just as part of a campaign for the anniversary, but 3 times a day they let you pick like I guess you call it like a friend captain, like OPTC back in the day, friend captains, or they did Dokkan as well. But yeah, this friend is basically just another character you can use. This is something that does exist in co-op, by the way. Like when you do a co-op stage and you'll have like 3 of you or 4 of you, 1 unit from like the next person's team you can use in your team just as like a one-off thing, to help you set up a combo or whatever. And so it's kind of the same idea as that. I could see how this would definitely be useful on certain stages, but again, you can only use it 3 times a day as it stands, and I don't know if it's a permanent feature. So I don't know, but definitely we're doing it because A, you have to, and B, because as people are using this, we are all contributing to a combined total of friend captains used, allies used, and once we reach a certain level, a certain number, we will get a whole load of gems, and everybody wants a whole load of gems, so definitely worth just playing the game. I have tried, believe me, I've tried on a couple of stages to not use one. It doesn't seem to let you do it, so you have to use your 3 a day. Shouldn't be a problem. Now this is mission 2. As you saw, mission 1, easy peasy. That was one of those stages where you had to like, it was leading you in the direction of spelling out a word, which we did. And I think the word was attraction, like theme park attraction. But you probably can brute force that one. I just didn't have to, so there you go. And then here, stage 2, this is another relatively straightforward one. I was using my like buddy leader whatever ability there. Never used that character before. So now I've got to experience that. There you go. I think that's another thing that's quite cool about it, because you might be able to use like collab units that are from collabs that you weren't playing during the time where you didn't get to pull that unit. I think it's kind of nice. Now, mission 3 is the only one from the early stages that I could see posing sort of some kind of difficulty, because it's specifically built around certain gimmicks. So this one is, it doesn't show you on this screen. Like normally it would show, here's the type of the boss and here's the gimmick you have to do on the stage. It doesn't show you, but it does show you on the main banner that you're going to be dealing with the red barrier. So you have to assemble a team of units that deal with the red barrier. And you can see the enemy's red, so I guess if you have a bunch of blue units or a bunch of white units that do that, those are the units you're going to want to bring along. I don't think this is like the most potent I've seen the gimmick. So I don't think it's like if you look at this combo here, yeah, I'm using units that resist it, but we're sort of peeling straight through the barriers, which I think typically on like a super difficult stage, it would take at least a few turns, even with all of the units having the best version of the ability to get rid of that. So it's not that difficult, I don't think. But again, I literally do have a team like full to the brim of units that just resist this gimmick. And I thought I was going to kill the enemy in 1 turn, and I didn't. I was like, oh, like I know this is mostly just like damage neutral units, But I was thinking like, oh, he's just going to go straight down because I've just killed his barrier. And he actually took an extra turn. So I was like, oh, he's a little bit more robust than I was expecting. But, well, it's fine. Now, this stage, once you beat this, for the next mission, because the footage for that is actually quite short, so I'll talk about it now. For the next stage, we're actually going to have Mission 2. The stage we go for Mission 2, you have to farm that quite a lot. You can do either the daily version of the stage or the regular version of the stage, but you will need to clear it quite a few times to get enough coins to clear missions 4 and 5. Well, mission 4 I think is only a small number of the coins you need to trade in, but in order to clear mission 5 you're going to need like, I think 1400 coins, something like that. So the stage we actually cleared for mission 2, I know the mission is only to clear it once. You will have to farm that stage a bit, because I was doing that even with the boosted drops and it still took like a good 5-10 runs, something like that. So yeah, you can see here you only need to trade in 100 of these medals to actually complete the mission, but to get the max luck, which is for mission 5 rather than mission 4, you do need 1400 coins. It is quite convenient that they don't make you like buy multiple copies, whatever. It's just the one copy to get her to max luck, because you already got given the copy to get her 1 luck initially. So there you go, mission 4 and 5 done. And then this is the stretch, missions 6, 7 and 8, which are all together. They're all on story mode. They're all the same section of story mode. And the first stage is just like a storybook. And after this one, we're going to skip all the storybook stages completely. I'm not going to keep the footage for that. We're just going to show stage 2, stage 8, and stage 14, which are the only stages in this event section that are actual stages that have bosses that you have to defeat. It's not just like a storybook stage. So those are the ones we're focused on. They are all slightly different in terms of the enemies you're facing, in terms of the gimmicks they have. There are no gimmicks here that require a specific leader resistance, which is nice. But you are still going to have to make teams that deal with, I think, 2 debuffs on the first one, 3 debuffs on the second one, 4 debuffs on the third one. Which could be challenging. If you don't have a good like diversity of units, it can be challenging. Especially, I think it really benefits you to have like units that resist more than one of the debuffs you're trying to deal with. Which, if you have a lot of the like grand units and the legend units, there's a good chance you have that. But if not, you're relying on what you've managed to pull over the time with the, collabs and special events that are going on. And you just, you might not be that lucky. I've noticed one of the debuffs we have to deal with in some of these stages, the change debuff, which is like the little circle with the 2 arrows, which is where they switch it when you put the icon in. I just don't have a lot of good units for that, especially in certain types, which makes it very difficult. But I know there are a lot of good units for that, but they were mostly from events that I didn't pull on, or collabs that I missed, so kind of sucks, but you just got to make do with what you got. So first stage, very nicely handled by Sukuna there. I love Sukuna's ability, because it just, the fact that he just hits like such a mad combo can be very useful on a lot of stages. Plus he's like boosting everyone else with his Malevolent Shrine and all of that, so really, really nice. So this is stage 2, and you can see here, like on the previous screen you will have seen that I didn't really have the full gimmick counter set up, and it's just because I just don't really have that many good units for this. There are a lot of units, if I look outside of like my collab and my my more preferred units, there are some that do have the resistance to this like this change debuff, but a lot of them like haven't had a lot put into them. A lot of I haven't leveled them up and stuff, and a lot of them are not very good. You'll notice that collab units tend to have great like diversity of hiragana, and a lot of the units you get from like standard gacha and stuff, they will quite often just have like 1 or 2 hiragana, and that's it. So it makes it a lot harder building teams as well. But you can see here we've got these 2 little like mooks on the right. They're sort of like some sort of ghostly toy creation things. I don't know what they are. And my initial instinct is gotta get rid of them before I take care of the main boss. I don't know if I'd have used like Sukuna, maybe a couple of other multi-hit combos, whether I could have just gone straight for her. I don't think that would have worked. No, because I don't think that's a multi-hit combo. I think I need to hit a combo of 14. Which was unlikely. So, if you don't kill both of the mooks, one will get revived. Obviously, they've got some damage reduction, so that's not ideal. But yeah, I was trying to plan it around units I had that would hit multiple enemies, and it didn't quite work out on the first turn. And then on this second turn, I just didn't have the hiragana I wanted. Now, playing through this stage, I was thinking that the last stage is going to be really quite difficult. And I actually think the last stage is easier than this one, somehow. I don't know whether that was just luck or whether the units I had available or what. Or maybe I did just get unlucky on this stage, I don't know. But I was trying to work out, and I got a little bit of luck there. I put in a unit that got changed, and it just happened to turn into something that was useful for this combo. So we did actually get all of our specials off, bar one, which is more than I expected us to be able to do. You only needed one to avoid the bomb. Not the bomb, it's like poison or whatever, the debuff thing. So the debuff goes to them. The hammer, which sadly does basically no damage to these units because of their damage reduction. I was kind of hoping it would knock them out, but it didn't. And then Sukuna, who mostly hits one unit, but does spread the damage a little bit, just enough to take care of both of those. And then, well, obviously we're not doing any damage here. But, now that the mooks are gone, we can actually start attacking the main boss of the stage. And you can see that I'm taking some quite healthy damage here, compared to some of the other stages we've had in bingos and stuff in the past. But not too bad. No, like, considering my team that has like hardly any healers, I think the fact that we're just sort of getting by without too much trouble is a sign that it can't be that bad. And so you can see I'm trying to set up a combo here. I was more worried about handling the initial gimmicks rather than the hammers, knowing that I could put units to go rid of the hammers on the left. And that's worked out for us. That's a pretty much complete combo. Luckily, you no longer have to hit a 14 combo to hit her, so once you get rid of the mooks, she is a lot easier to deal with. And that'll do. Easy peasy. So, Mission 7 clear. Moving on to Mission 8. Now, Mission 8, as you can see, a little bit more difficult. You actually start in an enemy's world skill, which means they have like certain abilities immediately in effect, certain passive abilities immediately in effect. Plus, they've got 4 gimmicks that you have to deal with. So that's quite a lot to go up against. And initially, when I started this stage, I was surprised. One, because it's actually a reduced board. You can see it's only 6 hiragana instead of 7, which doesn't happen on that many stages. And, you know, another thing is it's a 2-stager. So once you beat this, there's another boss you have to beat. And I was looking at this like, oh my god, this is actually... Considering the bingo says you have to clear every stage, not challenge, clear. I was thinking, this is going to be really kind of a nightmare, because everyone's going to have to clear this, you know? For Mission 3, the gimmick one I said was like a bit of a concern. You only had to challenge it. But for this one, you have to clear it if you want the bingo. So I was a little bit concerned. I was like, am I going to be able to beat this? Are people watching going to be able to beat this? But I don't know if I just got lucky with this combo or what, but we managed to do all the gimmicks. We're not worried about the bomb. We're not worried about the hammers. We're not worried about any of the individual stage gimmicks. Obviously, they've got their multi-hit combo barrier, which, hey, at least the hammer helped with that one. It didn't help with the damage reduction on the last stage. One of our go-to units, the leader we use, Nehaloop, I think her name is. Very great for curing the multi-hit combo there. And then we can just go off and clear the first part. That went way better than expected. Honestly, I genuinely thought, I was like, oh, this is going to be really tough. Then I saw this, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, no, no. What the fuck is that? One of the more intimidating bosses, or boss designs that have showed up in one of these story mode stages. Immediately, the two, like, wings or whatever they are, do get debuffed, but they have all got a multi-hit combo on. And the main boss gets debuffed as well. And I guess that's just by virtue of you beating the previous part of the stage. So that's cool. So units that have multi-hit combos are great for this, especially if they're sort of AoE multi-hit combos. And you can see here, I kind of put myself in a corner. And this part was tough. When I put that in there, I was thinking, oh, that's actually quite clever. It suggested the N. Most words in Japanese won't have an N like that in the middle of the word. But this one did. So unfortunately, I did hit off the balloon, which gave me the attack down. How is that? The N and then the U, but there's already Nu, which is N and U put together anyway. So I don't think that should have counted as a separate word. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But that attack down does mean that clearing this stage in one turn basically wasn't going to happen. But we did do pretty good. Again, quite fortunate to have the units that I needed. And I honestly, I think if we weren't attacked down there, we might have done it. Maybe. Maybe. But nonetheless, that sets you up for the next turn. And 2 less enemies to deal with. Enemy does change type. You can see that we've had a balance of purple and red units in this team because the units are both yellow and green as enemies. I don't think you necessarily need to do it that way. You could just have a mix of units. But that's the way I've gone with it, and clearly it's somehow worked. Don't ask me how. And you can see here again, it suggested me to put Sukuna in the slot where he's going to set off the balloon again. And I'm not having it. I'm not doing it. You can't fool me. And in the end, I don't know what I did in the end. What did I do in the end? Because that's clearly just like, oh, there you go. Put that Cohen. That's a combo. That's like what? We needed 1 red to go off? Well, you got 1 red to go off. That's all we needed to get rid of the bomb. All of the other gimmicks have been dealt with. She actually gets her ult off because she has special requirements. So she didn't even do the full 4 combo. All pretty nice. And yeah, it's funny how like when you summon on collabs, when those units come back and help you later, you do develop a sort of fondness for characters. Apothecary Diaries, I've watched like 3, 4 episodes, 5 episodes, something like that. So weird that I have a fondness for these units, but I do. Big boss is dealt with, and that is 3 missions, 6, 7, and 8, all together, all cleared. Now, for this section of the story, there was actually only storybook pages left, so you could complete that whole story mode just by looking at those storybook quests if you want. Now, we have to spend the coins, the 7.5 anniversary medals, 300 of them. I've just bought the orange discs and the purple ones because those are the most useful items in the store. There's also stamina cans there. There's some stamps in there. Buy what you want. You will have earned enough medals for sure to complete that mission by that point just by doing the bingo board. Because that's what I did. That's the only thing. I didn't play any other stages. So that's what I did. That's what you can do. Again, a lot of that does come down to the farming for mission 2 and mission 5 together. But nonetheless, it is complete and you get 5,000 gems for it. And it would be rude not to do a cheeky summon on the grand banner for the new unit. Now, I do believe, regardless of what you get in your multi, you are guaranteed to get one of the other featured units as a gift, not the main grand unit, but there's 2 other units. Like, I guess they're like basically anniversary standard gacha units. So you can see here, one of them sent straight to my gift box. Very nice. Didn't get much else, but hey, it is what it is. And that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.